collaboration video actually with my friend Josie. She has a vegan baking blog called Sugar Satire, and she came up to me about a month or so ago and asked if I wanted to do a collaboration with her. She had learned from her grandma that way back in the day her grandma used to throw these sleepovers, and her friends would make taffy. They would do a taffy pull, and I thought it was a very cute idea, and we definitely wanted to do it, but we just needed a reason to do it, and the perfect reason would be Galentine's Day. So Josie was completely in charge of all of the ingredients and the recipe and everything for the actual taffy. You can check that out on her blog, sugarandsatire.com. And I took on all of the decorations and decor and that kind of stuff to create this boardwalk themed taffy pole. So if you want to see some of the footage and some of the ideas, stay tuned. So the first DIY portion of this event was to create these pinwheel favor boxes. So at the event we had a lot of like candy and treats and of course the taffy that we made. So I wanted there to be something for all the guests to take their taffy home in that was still in the theme of the boardwalk, Coney Island kind of carnival theme. So I created these taffy to-go boxes. So to make this DIY, I started off with bright colored double-sided cardstock. I cut the pieces into about 2.5 by 2.5 squares. I drew with a ruler from each corner towards the center a small line that took about half of the space. So your square is going to look something like this. Using scissors, I cut the small lines towards the center. Then I used some hot glue to hold the first corner down to the center. Make sure you hold it down for a little while for the glue to dry. Going to continue to bring each of the corners into the middle. I used a hole punch to cut out a small paper circle, which I used as the very center of the pinwheel. Piece I made were these pinwheels. I created probably about 3 or so and put them in a vase together, and I had a few on the different tables. You're going to create these pinwheels pretty much the same way you did the favor boxes, only a little bit bigger. For the pinwheels, you're going to need more of the double-sided cardstock. You're going to need some of these silver brads, and then you're going to need some kind of stick or something to use to put it into the vase. So again, start by making multiple sizes of large squares out of the cardstock. Using your ruler, measure the very center spot, and then draw a line from each corner towards the center about halfway. Using your scissors, go ahead and cut out those lines. For the larger pinwheels, I liked to use the brads instead of the hot glue. It just seemed to hold a little bit better. So you're going to start by punching a hole in the corner of each side, so one corner of each side. Now you're going to take your brad and push it through one of the holes, and then slowly add the next corner and the next corner and the next corner under the same brad. Once you've gathered all the corners, go ahead and push the brad through the center of the piece of cardstock. And then to attach the stick to the pinwheel, I just used some hot glue. And I found that since the pinwheels were going to be in the center of the table, it made sense to have a pinwheel on both sides. So if you're going to do them double-sided, I would suggest doing a little bit smaller of a pinwheel on the back. Another DIY project that I did for this party was to create some white flag pendant garland, and this was just strung across the ceiling of the whole party. Photo booth DIY project for this event, I bought a bunch of different colors of Admit One tickets, or raffle tickets. You can get them at like your local party store, or you can buy them online. I got a green, a pink, and a red. For the ticket garland, I just strung up a bunch of long pieces of the tickets onto the wall to create a backdrop. Actually helped me with. We created some temporary tattoos that were specifically themed for the event. You'll just have to follow the instructions on the back of your specific tattoo paper, but basically you can use any kind of printer, like your typical ink, and you're just printing the images out, and then you adhere a sticky piece of plastic onto the top, which creates the tattoo. I also found other tattoos from a few other blogs, like A Beautiful Mess and Studio DIY. And then the final part of the party was the actual taffy pole. You can read all about that on Josie's blog, sugarandsatire.com.